Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain and I am your guide to wisdom. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. As we consume these nuggets of wisdom each day and then apply the principles in our lives, we gain wisdom and understanding that transforms how we think and the choices that we make. This is day 52 of our trek, and today we are going to continue on our trail and look at how we handle life when there are no guarantees. We're recording our podcast from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. As I look out my office window on this beautiful sunny day, I see all the different types of trees that surround our home, and it makes me think, what type of tree or person do I want to be? There are a few evergreen, poplar, hickory, and several varieties of large maple and oak trees. Paula and I are too frugal, or you might say too cheap, to actually buy additional trees, so we have nurtured several trees from saplings that spring up in our yard each year. There are a few that actually remain after the squirrels and the deer have their way with them. Through our experience, we know that the oak trees are the hardest to get established. They grow slowly, and yet they are the largest and the strongest trees on our property. So would you prefer to be a pine tree that grows fast, and yet its wood is soft and with limited use? Or a mighty oak that takes decades to grow, but their wood is nearly indestructible? Through the wisdom and insights that we gain each day on our wisdom trek, let us emulate the mighty oak trees that last for many generations. On our trek yesterday, we found ourselves trapped by a storm, much like the storms of life. We could not go back very easily because the destination was ahead of us. But now we find ourselves with the trail in front of us washed out by an unexpected flash flood that hits without notice. So where do we go from here? When we set out on our trail yesterday, we fully expected to reach our destination without any major difficulties. But unexpected events do happen. There are no guarantees in life, so we must do our best in planning, but also prepare for the unexpected. While we may have averted this situation by checking our weather a little closer, pop-up summer storms are very difficult to predict, even with the best analysis. The old idiom, the best laid plans of mice and men oftentimes go astray, is certainly true. But we should plan and prepare as best as possible. Once we have prepared, then we need to be ready and accept the detours in life that will come up. They always do. The better we do plan and prepare, the less impact these diversions will have on our lives. Fortunately, on this trek we planned ahead enough that all of our food was sealed in weatherproof containers so none of it was damaged. And we brought along some adequate tools. Although it will delay us some, we're able to gather sturdy limbs and cut down trees and build a crude bridge over the chasm ahead of us. We have determined a suitable course of action that has provided us with the solution to our dilemma. We are now across the ravine and on our way again. The trail ahead is still slippery and muddy with additional obstacles that were not expected, but we can be fairly certain that we will eventually arrive at our determined destination. Now, while there are no guarantees in life, we still need to be diligent in our planning and preparing on a daily basis. None of us have even the guarantee of tomorrow, but we should all plan as if we would live forever, but live as if you will die today. As part of my meditation and devotional time this morning, I reread Ecclesiastes chapter 11, and in verses 1 through 6, this passage covers the same topic matter as our wisdom trek today. Let's break it down into segments for discussion. Starting in verse 1, it says, "Send your grain across the seas, and in time profits will flow back to you. So you must be willing to take some risk in order to achieve a reward. Understand that the return on our investments in skill or money will not be achieved instantly, but over a period of time." Verse 2, "But divide your investment among many places, for you do not know what risk might lie ahead." So don't risk everything that you have in a single endeavor. Throughout your life, build multiple sources of income. This is one practice that Paula and I have built into our consulting business with different types of clients in different market segments. While the type of services that we provide for our clients are similar so that we can narrow our focus, we're not dependent on one type of market. Verse number 3, "When clouds are heavy, the rains come down. Whether a tree falls north or south, it stays where it falls." You must learn to interpret the signs of the time in your personal life and in your business or occupation, and understand that there are some basic principles that are true and accept those principles. Number 4, farmers who wait for perfect weather never plant. If they watch every cloud, they will never harvest. So take action today. There's never going to be perfect conditions for your life. Fear melts when you take actions toward a goal that you really want. Life's too short to waste. Dreams are often fulfilled only through action, not through endless planning to take action. Verse number 5, Just as you cannot understand the path of the wind or the mystery of a tiny baby growing in its mother's womb, so you cannot understand the activity of God, who does all things. We must realize that there are many situations in life where we will never understand or fully comprehend. Don't allow that to become an excuse for you. Keep moving forward and choose to enjoy your journey. We need to accept by faith that which we do not understand with knowledge. And verse number 6. Plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon, for you don't know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. So the principle is here to work hard and keep busy with productive activities. As you grow, diversify your efforts. That way you will have more opportunity to prosper overall. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And don't expect instant gratification for your activities. Always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later. Well, that'll finish our podcast for today. If you've missed any of our previous podcasts, please check out Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or at wisdom-trek.com. Tomorrow we're going to look at some of the sage wisdom that Mother Teresa brought to us. It's very interesting to understand who she was and how she gained her wisdom in such humble surroundings. Please join us at our camp tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek. And if you enjoy this daily dose of wisdom, these nuggets that we consume, I encourage you to help us in the following 5 ways. Leave your name and email address on our website at the bottom right-hand corner of any page or on the daily journal page. This will allow us to update you with special information and keep you informed of what's going on our Wisdom Trek. 2, leave us feedback on our podcast at wisdom-trek.com. 3rd, please subscribe to iTunes or Stitcher. 4th, please leave us a rating so that we can gain exposure to a wider audience and help us to promote Wisdom Trek. And 5th, share with your family and friends to journey with us on our Wisdom Trek. Thank you for allowing me to serve you in this manner and allowing me to come into your homes each day. I certainly do count it a privilege. The journal for today's podcast can be found at wisdom-trek.com, where there are pictures, tweetable quotes, wisdom nuggets, and free resources. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly or fully, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy the journey, and to create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.